I would wish I'd have known how my choices will impact other people, including people not yet born. If I had to choose one,
You're listening to Ask Mr. Brown. Got questions? Well, ask Mr. Brown. He'll give you his perspective on your questions.
hello everybody, Mr. Brown here with another edition of Ask Mr. Brown. Today's question is, what is something you wish you knew after graduation? What is something you wish you knew after graduation? Now, I take that as something I wish I knew right after graduation, or maybe I knew it before graduation so I can actually use it after I graduated. And that list is long. Man, I wish I knew a whole lot now that I'm older that I wish I knew back then. If I can go back and tell myself something, it'd be like 4 or 5 chapters of things I wish I've known. If I had to choose one, man, it would be hard to choose one. But I would say money. How money works. And now my mom did a good job of teaching us how to have a bank account when we were kids, how to balance a checkbook, that kind of thing. But learning how to invest, learning how to save better, even understanding the value of money. I worked 3 jobs when I was in high school. In senior high school, I had 3 jobs. And I always worked. From the time I was 13 years old, I worked a lot of jobs. But I wasn't investing that money in particular. I wasn't saving it well. Like even as an adult, when I started selling Aflac insurance, I didn't understand what residual income was. Like the fact that I sold an insurance policy this year, and every year they renewed that policy, I got paid on work I did a year ago. So same thing with investment. When I invest in something, that money keeps working for me. I wish I'd have known that, or that now, how I can make my money work for me. Because it's one thing to work for money, and that's a good thing. Work for your money. But I wish I'd have known how to make money work for me, because if I'd have started way back then, I would have been able to do a whole lot more. I grew up in a culture where you had to have the newest shoes or the best purse, and because those things help you feel like you were important, versus saying, hey, I want to use money to help people. I've met some very wealthy people in my life, and you look at them, the cars they drive, the clothes they wear, you would never know they're wealthy. One I'll never forget, because his house, when you come in his house, it didn't look like much, like a normal house sort of, but the inside was decked out. He had 2 game rooms. He had a weight room. He had a whole room that was a putting golf. Not only that, he had a basketball court in his home, like half-court basketball court in his home. And it wasn't like in the garage. It was like in one of the rooms. He had it built down in like a basement area, but it was like part of the workout. Man, it was cool. But he let people come to his house, hang out, let people come to his house and use his house when he wasn't there. Just very generous. He had things, but those things didn't have him. As a kid, I struggled with that, because anything I had, it was mine. You're not getting mine. I wasn't very generous with people. And I think if I'd have knew how money worked at an early age and how to be more generous, that's something I wish I would have known. And right after graduation, not to allow things to have you, but it's okay to have things. That's a great question. I think you should ask your parents, what are some things that they wish they'd have known once they graduated, before they graduated, right after they graduated. That'd be a good conversation with your teachers as well. Get their perspective on that question. Because I think the more people you ask that question to, the more you learn before you graduate that you can apply to your life. And I think that's a great thing. So great question. Thanks for asking it. And if you got a question, feel free to submit it to hellomrbrown.com. That's Hello Mr. Brown. Spell it out. Hello, Mister Brown.com. And maybe your question will end up on the next episode or a future episode of Ask Mr. Brown.
So go ahead, ask.